Hey guys, this is Mike. I thought rather than writing a bunch of long form copy and trying to persuade you about the Genius Effect, I thought it would be a better idea if instead I shared from the heart what the program is, where it's coming from, what it might mean for you, what it means to me. Um, so there is this concept called the zone of genius. There's a concept called zone of genius. It was coined by, I think it was coined by Gay Hendricks many years ago in his book, The Big Leap. And it goes something like this. We operate in one of four zones. We can operate in our zone of incompetence, where we don't really know what we're doing, we're crappy at what we're doing. Our zone of competence, where we're okay at it, we get by. Our zone of excellence, which is where most successful people tend to operate. It's an area where you've earned some renown, you have some degree of expertise, and it is nonetheless, it is fulfilling, unfulfilling. It's fulfilling because we find it, it comes with some of the trappings of success. It is unfulfilling because we instinctively know that there's more, and it also might be draining energetically. Might be like a little bit of an energetic drain to it, knowing that there is more and this isn't something that we really deeply love. So there's been some stuff written about the zone, about getting into your zone of genius. The reason I'm starting this is because I don't really think that any of it gets you there. I've never seen a course done before at any meaningful length or with any kind of intimacy about creating your zone of genius, about not just how to find it, but how to create it. So how to identify it, how to bring it into your life, and how to execute on it, right? What goes into creating your zone of genius successfully? Because if you know what it is and you don't do anything with it, it's just the same as if you never knew about it in the first place. So there's been some stuff written about it, right? Gay Hendricks wrote about it in The Big Leap, and he waxed poetic about it, and he talked about it at a really high level. But there's not really anything nuts and boltsy about getting there. There's not really anything about how to truly discover it, and then once you've discovered it, how to refine it into something that you can do every day. And then on the other hand, there's a book that came out, I guess it was maybe a year or two ago, called The Genius Habit. The Genius Habit is by Laura Garnett. She's a career coach and apparently quite an excellent one. I read the book and it was loaded with exercises and questions, and as it wore on, what I realized was that it wasn't, as I answered the questions for myself, having read The Big Leap years and years before, and having gone through the hard work of discovering my own zone of genius, what I realized was that nothing in this book, nothing in any of these questions was unearthing something new for me. It wasn't, there was no way to discover one's missing link unless you had literally been sleepwalking through life. And that's not to take a shot at the author, because she's clearly successful at what she does. And I will say it is also geared toward career changers. And the truth is finding your zone of genius doesn't necessarily have to result in a career change. It can result into simply stepping into something new. It can result in maybe, I don't know, finding the promotion or finding the lateral move that you didn't realize would suit you so well. Or it might be simply the act of finding your voice in your business in a more authentic way that opens up a new market for you, right? Or it might simply be the addition of a few other elements. See, your zone of genius has been described by authors in the past as where passion meets talent. And I think that stops short. I think passion meeting talent stops short of what the zone of genius really is and really can be. Because this isn't just passion meeting talent. This is, yes, passion is a part of it, absolutely. Talent is a part of it, absolutely. But there is something innate about it too. There is something innate about it, because when you think of something you're passionate about, do that right now. Think of something you're passionate about. Immediately, it's something that maybe you feel is you're supposed to be passionate about. There's a little should or supposed to there. Maybe you feel like you should or you're supposed to be absolutely on fire about this thing. So you're looking for something at that level. A lot of the time, what I've found in helping other people discover their zone of genius is that zone of genius is not this one thing, right? It's not the one thing that stands out, that this is my niche in life. A lot of the times it's what I would consider a meta skill. It's a quality about them. It's not just about doing. It is about being, right? It is about an innate brilliance that we are unearthing in them. So there's passion, there is talent, and there is innate brilliance. These things all go into zone of genius, and then bringing it to life. Because your zone of genius, yes, it matters what you do. It also matters how you do it. It also matters how you're doing it. And it also matters how you're being when you're doing it. That is tremendously overlooked. It's tremendously overlooked, especially if you're trying to do your way to your zone of genius. So this is what I want to help you cultivate in this program. This is what I want to support you in creating. Here's what the program is going to look like, right? This is going to be a 1-month program, right? We're going to roll this program out, and it's going to be 1 month. There are going to be 10 people in this group, no more. 10 people plus me. So there will be intimacy. And what we're going to do is, over the course of that month, we're going to have 4 calls where we dive into everything. 4 calls. We're going right in. I would like to take my time and do a lot of teaching. I don't think you guys will need that to discover what your zone of genius is. So there might be a few minutes of teaching at the beginning of these calls. These calls are going to be 90 minutes each. So there's going to be ample space for you to be coached, to work this out, and to be coached through someone else being coached. You will be coached through other people being coached, and that will be a powerful experience for you. We're also going to have a Facebook group. We're going to have a Facebook group where we can bat around all these ideas and refine them in real time in between these calls, because our work on this is not ending when the call's over, right? I spent 4 years seeking my zone of genius after reading The Big Leap. To do this in 30 days is huge. It is like hitting the fast forward button 6 times. Doing this in 30 days is extraordinary, and it's doable. It's doable because I've seen people accomplish it over the course of a few conversations. So 1 month, 4 calls, Facebook group. We're going to have a wrap-up call too. We're going to have a wrap-up call to see what loose ends exist, if anything, what needs to be done. And then afterward, there will be some ongoing support. There will be some ongoing support through the Facebook group. I'm not just going to leave everyone high and dry here if support is needed. But most importantly, you will have a community of people around you on this journey. A community of people who are on the same journey as you, who get it. And that is one of the most essential things you will ever experience in your own growth. So if this sounds good to you, read on. There's going to be a little, there's going to be a little FAQ below. There's going to be timing. There's going to be pricing. all that stuff, all the details are going to be posted below this video on the webpage. And if you have any questions that I'm not answering here, you can feel free to email me. My email will be included in the FAQ. Give me a shout. I'll do what I can to help you out. I would love to have you there. I would love to support you in this journey. And looking forward to seeing you there. Till then.